Hi, I'm Dr. James. I've been working with men over 60 for more than 2 decades, and if there's one question that comes up more often than you'd think, usually behind closed doors, in a lowered voice, it's this: is it normal if I just stop masturbating? Does it matter at my age? The truth is, many men silently wonder about this. And most never get a real answer. So today, I want to speak to you not just as a doctor, but as someone who truly understands what aging feels like. Not everything you've heard about solo pleasure in later life is true. Some of it is myth. Some of it is science. And some, well, it might surprise you. Let's take a closer look at what actually happens if you never masturbate after 60, and what that means for your long-term health, inside and out. Part 1. How aging affects your body and sexual function. Let's start with something every man over 60 deserves to understand: how aging really affects your body, especially your sexual function. You see, getting older doesn't mean your body stops working. But it does mean things change. And they change slowly, almost quietly, over time. One of the biggest shifts is in your hormone levels, especially testosterone. This vital hormone begins to decline gradually after the age of 30. By the time you're in your 60s, it's often 30% to 50% lower than it was in your younger years. That affects not just your sex drive, but your energy, your sleep, your muscle tone, even your mood. You might also notice changes in how your body responds. Erections may be less firm or take longer. Recovery might be slower. And sometimes, even if the desire is there, the physical response feels different. But here's the important part: just because these changes are normal, doesn't mean they should be ignored. In fact, understanding them gives you power, the power to work with your body, instead of giving up on it. When it comes to masturbation, or any kind of sexual activity, your body's response is a reflection of your overall health. It's like a check engine light for your circulation, hormones, and emotional well-being. So in the next section, let's explore what actually happens inside your body when you do stay sexually active, even just occasionally, and what may start to decline when you don't. Part 2. The physical health benefits of masturbation after 60. Now that we've talked about how your body changes with age, let's talk about what happens when you stay sexually active, even if it's just by yourself. You might think it's just about pleasure. But in truth, masturbation can quietly support several areas of your physical health, especially after 60. Let's start with your prostate. This small gland plays a big role in your male health. As you age, it's common for the prostate to enlarge. That's called BPH, or benign prostatic hyperplasia. When this happens, it can lead to urinary issues, discomfort, or that frustrating feeling of not emptying your bladder all the way. Now here's the interesting part. Research suggests that regular ejaculation, even just a few times a month, may help reduce prostate congestion and inflammation. Some studies even show that it may lower the risk of prostate cancer over time. It's like flushing the pipes, keeping the system clear. Next, let's talk about circulation. Masturbation improves blood flow, particularly to the pelvic region. Think of it like gentle exercise for the inside of your body. Good circulation keeps tissues healthy and responsive. It can help maintain erectile function and reduce the chances of atrophy, the gradual shrinking of tissue from disuse. There's also a benefit for your pelvic floor muscles, which help control your bladder and support your lower organs. These muscles activate during orgasm, just like a workout, and keeping them active can lower your risk of incontinence as you age. And let's not forget about hormones. While testosterone naturally declines, sexual activity can temporarily boost it. Even a small spike can lead to better energy, sharper focus, and improved mood. In short, masturbation isn't just a private habit, it can be a gentle, natural way to support your physical health. And for many older men, that can be a quiet form of self-care that adds up over time. Next, let's explore something just as important: how solo sexual activity affects your emotional well-being. Part 3. The mental and emotional health impacts of masturbation after 60. Let's shift gears for a moment and talk about something that's often overlooked: the emotional and mental side of masturbation, especially after 60. As men get older, many start to feel invisible even to themselves. Retired from work, kids grown up, social circles smaller. Sometimes, there's this quiet feeling of disconnect, not just from others, but from your own body. Staying sexually active, even privately, helps maintain a connection with yourself. It reminds you that pleasure, intimacy, and self-worth don't end with age. Masturbation can actually improve your mood. When you orgasm, your body releases a cocktail of feel-good chemicals: dopamine, oxytocin, endorphins. These aren't just for fun, they actively reduce stress, lower anxiety, and even help you sleep better. In fact, many men report feeling calmer and more grounded after release, especially during stressful or lonely periods. It also helps manage emotional tension that can build up over time. Let's face it, aging isn't always easy. There are losses, physical changes, sometimes grief or regret. Having a private outlet for comfort and relief can be incredibly healing. And there's no shame in that. You see, society often tells older people, especially men, that sexual desire should fade away. But that's just not true. The desire for connection, for touch, for feeling alive, those things are timeless. They don't stop at 60 or 70 or even 80. In fact, some men report feeling even more emotionally connected to their bodies in later life, because they've slowed down enough to really listen. Masturbation can also be a form of mindfulness, a way to tune out the noise, the distractions, the aches and worries, and just be present in your body. No pressure. No performance. Just being. And that, in itself, can be deeply therapeutic. So while the physical benefits are real, the emotional ones might be even more powerful. In the next section, we'll explore what might happen physically and emotionally if you completely stop masturbating after 60. You might be surprised. Part 4. What happens if you stop completely? So, what if you stop completely? Let's say you haven't masturbated in months, maybe even years. Life got busy. Your sex drive faded. Or maybe you just thought it didn't matter anymore. Now, here's the thing, stopping isn't dangerous, but it can lead to subtle, long-term effects, physically, emotionally, and hormonally. Let's start with the physical side. When you stop masturbating altogether, certain muscles, especially in the pelvic floor, can begin to weaken. Over time, that can contribute to urinary problems, like leaking when you cough or having trouble emptying your bladder fully. These issues are common, but they often go unnoticed until they get worse. Next, your circulation to the genitals may decline. Without regular stimulation, blood flow decreases. That can make it harder to get or maintain an erection, even if you still feel desire. Think of it like any other part of your body. When it's not used, it starts to lose tone and responsiveness. Then there's the emotional toll. Many older men who stop masturbating report feeling more irritable, disconnected, or even depressed, though they often don't connect the dots. They just assume it's part of aging. But in truth, the lack of pleasure, release, and self-connection plays a role. Hormone-wise, your body may produce less testosterone over time if sexual activity is completely absent. That can affect everything from muscle mass to motivation to mental clarity. Even occasional activity can help give your body those small, helpful hormonal boosts. Now, I want to be clear, you're not broken if you stop. And no one should ever feel pressured. But if you've stopped and notice you're not sleeping well, feeling more anxious, or just feeling off, it may be worth gently reintroducing this form of self-care, not out of obligation, but for your own health. And remember, this isn't just about sex, it's about your overall vitality. Your sense of control. Your connection to yourself. Coming up next, we'll talk about how to rebuild a healthy relationship with your body if you've been disconnected for a while, and how to do it in a way that feels comfortable, private, and truly nourishing. Part 5. Reconnecting with your body. A gentle return. If it's been a while since you've touched yourself or explored your own body, I want you to know you're not alone. Many men over 60 feel disconnected from their physical selves. Life gets busy, health shifts, confidence dips, and suddenly, that part of you feels distant. Almost forgotten. But here's the truth, it's never too late to reconnect. You don't need to force anything. This isn't about getting back to how things used to be. It's about building a new, kinder relationship with your body, exactly as it is today. So, where do you begin? First, start with curiosity, not pressure. Set aside expectations. Forget what used to work or how it was supposed to feel. Instead, approach this with fresh eyes, like you're getting to know yourself again. Maybe for the first time in years, create space for comfort. That could mean a quiet room, soft lighting, no distractions. Give yourself permission to just be in your body. Not to perform or achieve anything, just to explore. A warm shower, a soft towel, even gentle touch on your arms, chest, or thighs, all of it helps reawaken sensation. You might feel nervous or awkward at first. That's okay. Many men do. But over time, those feelings fade. What takes their place is a sense of ownership, of rediscovery, and even peace. Focus on sensation, not outcome. You don't need to chase orgasm or erection right away. Instead, tune into what feels good. What helps you relax? What makes you smile or breathe more deeply? That's where real intimacy with yourself begins. For some, using a gentle lubricant helps. It reduces friction and makes everything feel smoother. Others find that touching areas outside the genitals first helps ease tension and reconnect the mind to the body. Remember, self-pleasure is not selfish or shameful. It's not just for the young. It's a form of self-care, just like stretching, walking, or eating healthy. It's about staying in touch with your body, keeping the spark of vitality alive. And honoring the fact that you're still here and you still deserve to feel good. And if you've struggled with guilt or past beliefs around masturbation, you're not alone there either. Many older men grew up in times when this topic was taboo. But today, science, medicine, and psychology all agree masturbation is normal, healthy, and even beneficial, especially in later life. So whether it's once a week, once a month, or whenever the moment feels right, I encourage you, don't abandon this part of yourself. Reconnect with it. Not just for your health, but for your happiness, your confidence, and your sense of wholeness. In the final section, I'll share a few practical tips and reminders to help you maintain this connection going forward in a way that feels respectful, private, and empowering. Part 6: Practical Tips for Healthy, Private Self-Pleasure in Later Life. Now that we've explored the emotional and physical importance of staying connected to your body, let's talk about how to do it in a way that feels healthy, respectful, and private, especially in this stage of life. First, let's address something simple but important: privacy and timing. Your environment matters. Choose a space and time where you feel completely at ease, no interruptions, no rush. Whether that's early morning, late evening, or during a quiet moment in your day, give yourself the gift of privacy. You deserve it. Cleanliness and comfort are key. Wash your hands. If needed, take a warm shower first. Not only does it help you relax, but it also stimulates blood flow and heightens sensitivity. Soft towels, clean sheets, or a favorite chair can help create a familiar, comforting environment. Lubrication can make a big difference, especially as we age and natural moisture decreases. A gentle, unscented lubricant, preferably water-based, can enhance sensation and prevent irritation. You might be surprised how much more enjoyable and smooth the experience becomes with just that one addition. Next, take your time. This isn't a race or a routine task. You're not checking something off a list, you're nurturing your well-being. Explore slowly. Allow pleasure to unfold. Sometimes, simply touching your body, even without orgasm, can be deeply satisfying and soothing. If you're dealing with erection difficulties, know that it's perfectly okay. You don't need to achieve or maintain an erection to benefit from self-pleasure. Touch, warmth, stimulation, relaxation, all of it still works to stimulate blood flow, balance hormones, and release tension. If performance anxiety shows up, gently let it pass without judgment. Breathing deeply, focusing on your body instead of your mind, and staying present in the moment can help ease distractions. Turn off your phone. Close your eyes if you like. You're not doing something wrong, you're reconnecting. If shame or guilt comes up, especially for men raised with strict cultural or religious beliefs, remind yourself of this: your body belongs to you. And taking care of it in a private, respectful way is not only allowed, it's healthy. Don't compare yourself to your younger self. This isn't about performance, frequency, or how things used to be. This is about building a positive relationship with your body now, exactly as it is, with kindness. And finally, if you have a partner, honesty and openness can lead to deeper intimacy. Many couples in later life find that talking about self-pleasure or even exploring it together opens doors to new levels of trust and closeness. Remember, there's no one right way. What matters is that it feels good, safe, and authentic to you. Coming up next, let's wrap things up with a gentle conclusion and a reminder that caring for your body, in all its forms, is an act of self-respect. So here we are, at the end of a conversation that, for many, has been avoided for years, but I hope what you've heard today brings not just information, but something deeper: permission. Permission to listen to your body again, permission to explore without guilt, permission to stay connected, even as time moves on. You see, aging doesn't mean disappearing. It doesn't mean giving up parts of yourself that once brought comfort, pleasure, or joy. In fact, later life can be a time of rediscovery, a chance to relate to your body with more gentleness, more patience, and more self-respect than ever before. Masturbation isn't just about sex, it's about wellness. It's about sleep, hormones, circulation, confidence, and emotional relief. It's a way of saying, I still matter. My needs still matter. And no, it's not shameful. It's not something to hide from yourself. If anything, it's one of the most private and meaningful acts of self-care an older man can embrace. If you've been disconnected from your body for a while, I encourage you, start small. No pressure. Just curiosity. Just care. If you've already had a healthy routine, take this as a reminder, it's still serving you well. And if you've struggled with judgment, anxiety, or past beliefs, I want you to hear this clearly: you're not broken. You're human. And it's never too late to rewrite the way you relate to yourself. Whether you choose to embrace this practice or simply think differently about it moving forward, the most important thing is this: you have the right to feel alive, connected, and whole at any age. Thank you for being here today, for your openness, your curiosity, and your willingness to take care of yourself in every way that matters. Until next time, be kind to your body. It's carried you this far, and it still has so much more life to give.